You guys out there, you're in for a treat. Jem, you were about to say.
We are in for a treat. We have a very special human beside us.
We do.
Someone who I've grown to love a lot in the last year.
As do I.
And I'm really happy to have in space with us. Welcome, everybody, Jencarlos Canela.
I'm so happy that I'm here. Wow, you know that Jem, as she was clapping? To my luck, of course. Like, my luck, she closed her eyes.
When you went to extend your hand.
So you have a shot of me here? Like, with my hand fully extended?
Good.
For like 4 seconds. I'm like,
No, but
We're
I
gonna take a
was cool.
screenshot and make that the meme.
I love that.
But listen, you are a ripping musician, singer, and writer, an amazing actor,
As yo, thank
an
you.
activist, a real estate
Producer.
mogul. Okay, my new candidate for mayor of Hialeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Steve, I love you, Steve. No, I'm not coming for you, brother.
Hey, you can work together. No, but for real, everything that you do is artistic and it's wonderful.
Thanks.
And all the artistic mediums and in business, which even just recently we've been around you, I've learned a lot about that. So I think you have a lot of amazing things to offer our listeners today, including your face. So
Absolutely.
enjoy all of it.
Nice to look at for those of you who are looking.
I love both of you so much. And I'm not just saying this because I'm here, all right? But like,
Yeah, you are.
no, I really am not. I really am not, because I respect both of you so much. I'm such big fans of both of you, like on a human level and on a professional level, that like, you know, I think the people around you are everything. And when I think of the life that, like, you know, what I'm grateful for or whatnot, I find myself saying that you are two people that I want to hang out with more and more and more and have more in my life, because I really do love y'all on so many levels. So I'm really happy to be here for sure.
Yay!
Retweet.
Seal the airlock.
Wow.
We're not letting him
All right.
out.
Damn.
Well, that was a great episode, guys. Thank you so much
All
for
right,
being with us.
bye.
So let's trail it back a little, because it's so funny. I was actually talking to Em this morning, and I'm like, you know, it's crazy that we've been lucky to have and form these relationships with people that perhaps we got to know on a human level before we got to know on a professional level, like with you. So when
Which
we were,
is so different though. Like,
it's so different.
And it's so important.
It's so cool.
Because you know, like in this business, like
Exactly.
you bump into a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like you coincide with a lot of people. But like I felt how that affected like the way I had to check myself, because we've been in this business for like so long. I've been in it since I was a kid practically.
Yeah.
And this is like, you're super tight with a group of musicians and you go on tour and it's every day together, and then all of a sudden it stops. Or like you're on a TV show,
Yeah.
you're like meeting these people that become your family, your friends, and like you become so attached to them, and then it stops.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's like this,
That's so true.
it's a pattern that if you don't check yourself, you're like, wait, where are my friends, and who are my friends that really like are a constant in my life? You know, it's not just come and go for great moments, but have been there for the ride.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's also quality over quantity too, right?
sure.
for sure. So like meeting people on a personal level in this business
Is rare.
Is rare. It's
Yeah.
not common.
Yeah.
But when it happens, it's so different.
It's so special.
It is special.
So my point exactly, which you actually started to touch upon, was I started to get to know you on a professional level a lot more when we started talking about you coming on the podcast, and I started to research you like for real.
for sure.
So for those of us who are just getting to know you for the first time, tell me how you started and why. How did you get into the business?
Yeah.
I got into the business because my dad loved writing songs. He was like, his business was, he was the president of the Hispanic U.S. Foundation of Inventors.
Wow.
Crazy. So like
Yeah.
he has like 12 patents.
Wow, that's why you're always trying to like invent stuff.
God, no wonder his beard is so good.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm sure.
Just remember that when I met him the other day.
Beard? I was
No,
like,
just
what's the beard?
he would have 12
Of course,
patents.
he has 12 patents. Of course, his beard is that good.
That's so random.
That was very random. But
I don't know that.
I'm still
it
trying
left
to
an
make the
impression.
correlation between the beard
I just feel like a man
and the
of
inventor.
genius would
Of
carry
course.
a beard like that.
Only a genius
Okay.
has like a solid beard. So
Oh no.
no. But listen, my childhood, the rafts that we would like float in the beach, they were completely different to like everyone else's. Like ours had like a built-in goggle system to see if we can look
Wow.
through. So I saw my dad doing prototypes, and it was a very creative world, despite how like not creative he comes off as, or like it's kind of like it's crazy.
He works in silence.
It's crazy. So it really pushed, like, I think that gave us, honestly, the ability to like reimagine things. He always told us that it's sometimes innovation is renovation. Como like el ganchito de pelo, you know, someone decided to come and put glitter on it and put, you know, like some crystal balls on it and stuff like that, and then they just rebranded it, and you know
where Velcro came from?
It already existed.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I didn't know. I don't know where Velcro came from.
A guy was walking his poodle, and he would always get those little pinchitos, those things that when you walk through some grass get stuck to your socks, you know, like that kind of hurt.
Needle things.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, what the hell? He couldn't get them off his dog, so he cut a little piece of hair off and looked at it under a microscope, one of them that had the little ball attached, and he realized that the tiny little espinitas had hooks, and that the hooks were going around the curly hair of the poodle, aka the two sides of the Velcro, the soft one that's more like the hair, and the one that sticks to it and hooks on it. That's that's how Velcro was invented.
That's a fascinating. I mean, but that's a pretty crazy story.
Brilliant.
Anyway,
It's
so
a
you were
pretty crazy
saying.
story. Yeah, I just imagine this guy like seeing this under a microscope and like saying, "Oh, Velcro." Like
was
that
his
guy's
dog's
a
name.
genius. That guy had a beard. Yeah. That guy had a solid beard. 1,000%. Yes. Oh
What's
my
the
God.
equivalent for women? Like a
By the way,
nice
these are
thick
all
bush?
available to you. You can use any of these buttons. Oh God.
Babe, does a woman have to have like a nice juicy bush?
Okay. Oh, you know what? I do believe that bush confidence is a thing.
Bush
And I feel like
confidence,
you have to be like pretty
not
evolved in
into
your
it?
confidence as a woman to have bush confidence. I'm super into bush confidence.
I'm into bush confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm into bush confidence.
So yeah, you're good. Like you're for it.
I'm happy if you're happy.
Oh, got it.
Gotcha.
I got it. Okay.
I like my grass mowed.
I got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like
Anyway, inventing.
No, listen,
No, I'm just saying, like I'm referring more to the principle behind it. You know, like the intention.
Of course. No,
So your dad was an inventor.
So
Okay.
yes, my dad was an inventor. But that kind of, I feel like it kind of, when I go, I have this little thing that I do that when I go in somewhere, I'm like, how would I, like, I appreciate the way, because I go to a restaurant, like really we're inside someone's brain, if you think about it. Someone came up with this. This wasn't always like, you know, what it is. Like someone had to dream this up. It was an idea. I became obsessed with seeing an idea come to life. I think that's what made me fall in love with music. Besides the connection that it gave me to him, because he loved writing songs, just the thought of like a thought becoming, you know, something on paper that, you know, bringing, how do you interpret that into music, like through an instrument, putting a progression to it that matches the feeling that's on those words, that those words like stemmed from. It's an idea that comes to life. And then like, as you learn more and more about all the other parallels that come with it, with time and being in this business, it's just an idea after an idea after an idea after an idea that becomes this big, you know, project. So I think that it stems, you know, after I've been able to analyze like all the reasons why music is so important to me and why I love it, I think it stems that initially it was about my relationship with my dad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the way that you grew up. So what was your first gig? Was it a musical gig? Was it a tampon commercial? What was it?
So, I love that your mind went there.
And so quickly, right?
So quickly,
She
not even
impresses
thinking
me.
about it. Like if they were the same thing.
Yeah.
So we every December 16th, my family does a party in the house. Like it's what we call La Víspera de San Lázaro, but at the same time, it's my parents' wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. All right. So on December 16th, like they do this like big celebration. Everybody comes, like family, even from out of town.
We were there.
We were there.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm like, are you getting to that?
I'm like,
or did
I
you
think
forget?
he forget.
Okay, I'm
he
sorry.
forgot.
I'm sorry. No, we
of
ruined
course.
it.
No,
We ruined
no,
it.
no,
We
no,
spoiled
of
it.
Delete that.
Damn
Go
it.
back.
But that's like a lot. Like some people know this. A lot of people don't. That is where I start. That's where I sang the first time.
Oh,
On December
my gosh.
16th, I was like 6, 7 years old, and I told my parents that I wanted to sing at the next like San Lázaro party.
Oh
like
my God.
And then they're like, all right, if you learn a few songs, well, you can sing it.
Did they know you sang? Yeah, right.
No, like they knew that I liked it. Like there's videos with me like 2 years old, like holding a spoon and pretending to sing.
Yeah.
So,
That's epic.
Like they knew that I liked it. So I said, I want to do this. All right. So my mom took me to Ricky Records, like some place that sold like CDs and music and whatnot. And she got me this tape, and that's what we had at the house. Like we had a tape player.
Yeah.
And then and I remember like, yo, the sides and all that shit, and just on repeat. I learned the songs, and it came December 16th. I slept the day before, like the like on the 15th. I slept in the little suit that my mom had got me for the. Yo, I was pumped. I was pumped. It was my
How old
moment.
did you say you were?
I was like 6, 7 years old, and she's like, no, me lo quiero.
He's like, I was 20. No.
No me lo quiero. No me lo quiero quitar. So
That's so cute.
So yeah, so that's the day that it started for me. I sang in that party, and then credit to my dad and credit to my mom. We didn't know anyone in the music business, so my dad, when he would find out that a neighbor was gonna throw a party, he'd take me to the house, okay? 3 houses down from ours. He'd take me to the house, and he's like, mira, mi hijo canta y tiene unas canciones ahí para cantarte, y si te gusta, sé que vas a hacer una fiesta el sábado para que cante en tu fiesta.
Wow.
And I would
So you
go
could
to the
sing.
living room of Juanito, in a tank top with a beer belly, some shorts, and some tennis shoes on.
Hialeah. Love it.
And what's it called? And I'd sing, with the little fan that was like, shh.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I'd sing in the living room I'd basically like audition. I'd sing for this
Wow.
dude. And then they're like, all right, cool, yeah, oye, sí, canta en la fiesta. And I literally went from backyard to backyard. I sang in every single backyard of my neighborhood. Every
my
backyard.
God.
And that's how I started, como decimos, cogiendo cancha, and like just singing different
And
genres
practicing.
and practicing, and like with people. Sometimes you'd be singing for like 4 people.
Would
like
they pay
10
you, or
people.
was just?
Yeah, I think the first time like they paid us like $5 or $10 or something.
I
like
love
that. Yeah. And then and literally I remember being at imagine the first like festival. So like it's crazy. The first festival that we sang in, they had turned us down the year before. Like, because what the hell? Who are you? No, you're not gonna sing here. So first my dad wrote a song called Celebrando tus 15. And he tracked down a guy that was a party planner. And he tracked down the guy of a radio station. I remember we would park outside of the radio station because he wanted to get the song played and give a phone number.
Yeah.
And we would park outside this radio station all the time. Hasta que my dad met the security that knew the guy, that knew the programmer.
What an icon.
Wow.
Crazy.
Your dad
And
is.
then he got them to play the song. They gave us like a piece of it.
Celebrando tus 15.
Celebrando tus 15.
I need to hear this.
They gave my phone, the phone number, and this party planner calls us. And then my dad says, put them in the party packages to sing. Offer them as part of the party package.
So smart.
Yeah, so I started doing 15s all over Miami.
Wow.
Like double
Every good Miami musician started at Quinces,
It's
two
y'all.
on Friday, 2 on Saturday.
Everybody.
Wow.
Do you get that when you walk around? They're like, you played my quince
All the time.
Oh my
Tú
God.
sabes
My
que-
parents get that too.
Yeah. No, crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
And she's holding a baby, and
Yeah.
she's like with a stroller, like crazy. I love that. Every time it reminds me of like that moment where like, yo, yes, we were like knocking on doors and doing everything. Like, but
Wow.
honestly, I never felt, not once did I feel in that entire process that we were struggling or that we were
Yeah.
like, that was so fun to me. Like it was like, I want to get out there. I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something that we enjoyed.
Yeah.
I
And
love that. Your
yeah.
dad is
my
the
dad,
real.
And what about your
like, the
brother during all
realist.
this?
crazy. And my brother, my brother didn't, honestly, he was my little brother. And the relationship between my brother and I is special. All my siblings and I is just special. But like Jason and I, You know, I've met people that haven't met me and they're like, wait, are you Jason's brother? Bro, I already love you because of how much he loves you.
Oh.
And they've said the same thing to my brother.
That's so
you know?
sweet.
Where like people are like, wait, you're Jencarlos' brother? Bro, my God, that guy loves you, bro.
Wow.
I feel like I love you. So it's something special for sure.
So the quinces, how did it pop off from the quinces?
Well, the quinces popped off because we then, like, I remember us getting a call from a place called MK Travels at the time because they were doing a cruise to Dominican Republic that was about quinceañeras.
Right.
And they said that they had done a survey, like, offering different artists, and that, you know, Jencarlos Canela, like, was popping up in these surveys and popping up, and they were like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So then, I guess locally, you know, all those parties and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then the magazine and the salons that this guy had, and, you know, however, you know, in that moment, like, I guess things were just like word of mouth.
Yeah.
Really, that's what it was, word of mouth. And we do the 15s, and then I find myself for the first time leaving Miami to sing, and like I had this residency in Dominican Republic with these 15s things, and that took us to a festival. There was a festival. This was the one that I was telling you that they didn't let us into.
How old were you in the DR moment?
In the DR moment, I was probably like, you know, I was like 16.
Oh, wow. So some time passed. It took,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It took a lot of parties on the streets, a lot of those backyard parties. It took us like trying to get into festivals where, like, the first time that we got into this festival was because my dad, there was 2 blocks.
The freaking dad.
No, my dad is a G. My dad is a G. 2 blocks from where we lived, there was a limousine. Like, a guy had a limousine parked outside his house. Bro, and my dad, I don't know if he asked the guy for it prestado, or I don't know what he did.
The
but
limousine?
He got the limousine.
No way.
What a G.
He told my cousins, okay? My cousins can, you know, fact check the story.
Yeah.
He told my cousins that he would print out like a headshot of me, pictures of me, and he would give it to my cousins. He'd be like, tú te vas a parar en la parte de atrás de este escenario, y cuando la limusina llegue y tu primo se baje, ustedes van a gritar como si no lo han visto.
Oh my God.
Y la que más grite se lleva el premio. Like, so
Wow.
literally, we park in the back.
This is a movie. You need to make a movie
This
about this.
wow.
Crazy. We park in the back of this stage, and I all I remember is that the guy comes up, like the security. He's like, "Oh, ¿quién es?" And then my dad goes, "Jencarlos Canela," and then he's like, "¿Quién es Jencarlos Canela?" And then my dad goes, "Él es súper famoso en Canadá." That's what he told me.
Oh my God.
In my mind, I'm like, Canada? I've never been to Canada.
El cubano de Canadá.
I've never even been there. Canada. And, they bought it. Like, they saw my cousin screaming. They saw the limousine and
That's
everything.
crazy.
And they're like, entra. And like, we literally got in.
Oh my
and
God.
Eventually, they let us sing in the stage. And they liked the performance. And they kept letting us come back. And, like, years later, in that stage, in that festival, there were some TV producers that saw me sing, and then they asked me if I knew how to act, and that's when the whole TV came into
And
the
this
picture.
when did you ditch the karaoke machine, or you were still singing to tracks at this point?
No. When I started doing banquet halls.
Banquet halls.
I'm saying, like, you didn't have musicians or you were.
No, like when we went from backyard to banquet hall, there was still no musicians.
Yeah.
Still no musicians. There was one pianist.
Oh.
His name was Luis, and he in paz descanse, he was an alcoholic.
Oh.
So he was just always
Drunk?
Always drunk. So imagine, like, I'm there singing, and Luis is like,
No falling off. No, don't fall
crazy,
for
bro.
real.
Like, Luis, my dad would go to the guy and be like, Luis, te dije que no tomaras en este party, Dios mío.
Oh no. No. Poor guy, Luis.
Damn, bro.
Anyway, okay, so that's amazing.
So that's how I got into TV, and then TV just opened up, a crazy. I mean, never did we expect it, but that's how, like, I didn't want to do TV. I didn't want to give up music to do TV. So my dad said, listen, he wants to do his music. So they put there was a room with a piano in it, and they would let me while I was doing the first shows, they would let me take my breaks and go, like on my breaks, go to the room and create and do music. Because that's what I did with my boy. Like that's what my boys and I did. We would live in a studio.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like lived in a studio. Yeah. Like I don't remember what my other friends were doing, or like, you know, I know they go out a ton or whatnot, but like even for basketball games in the leagues that I would play, I would always get to the second half because I was taking a piano class, or I was taking but I love sports, so I was just doing that.
I love basketball.
You know that Em plays
basketball.
Yeah, basketball is my sport.
Me too.
That's her sport.
We can ball whenever you want.
Well,
whenever.
I don't know if that's gonna be fair right now because I'm out of shape, 5 feet, and you have literal scars on your hands from
right
how
now
you play basketball. So if that's any indication of how that match is gonna go, we could keep it
His
to a
hand
game
is
of
like
horse.
all screwed up.
We could play a good horse.
No. This doesn't usually happen to me though. This is the floor that I was playing on.
Oh yeah, it's the floor's fault. Right.
You play point or guard?
Point guard usually, or like depending on who I'm playing with, I'll drop to forward.
Forward, shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm a power forward. Imagine. Anyway, okay, wow. When you started to get into the TV world and also music, and maybe you can speak a little bit about this, I feel like ultimately music can be as creative as you want, right? Like you can start with a blank canvas and create your world. But with TV, you have to like fit into certain roles or kind of like put yourself in a different mindset. How do you differentiate, or what do you think is the biggest difference and the biggest comparison between something like acting and music? Like how do you connect your creativity to acting?
That's I think the phrase that sums it up, and it's actually how I identify it now after like so many years like doing this and, you know, living of it, you know, is storytelling. Like I'm a storyteller. That's what I've identified as. That's what I identify as. But like when I'm doing music, at the same time as like I'm preparing for a role or going to like tell something, there's introspection that goes into both. Like it takes a look inside, or it takes you to sit with yourself, and like that I feel both of them have that in common, you know? I mean, the difference is that even though they're both storytelling, I feel like in one because I'm more of the Meisner technique, and Meisner says that great acting is not acting, and that it's not about putting on masks, but it's about peeling off layers, right? Because in our DNA, we have the ability to be anyone. We're one choice away. If you think about it, one choice away always
Ooh, I have chills.
from being a completely different version of ourselves, or one circumstance away from hitting a certain trigger or whatnot, and a version of ourselves coming out that, you know, that
Or losing somebody or gaining somebody.
correct. I mean, just literally a one circumstance and one choice away from being someone completely different. So acting, it allows me to channel certain versions of myself, or like sculpt certain versions of myself and express those versions of myself in a way that music doesn't.
Launching.